recited, finished the juz 16 juz al-Alam, in which we finished Surah Al-Kahf, Surah Al-Maryam, and Surah Taha. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has kept one thing in this world which apparently a human being, actually every human being in the daily life comes across, and that is adab, etiquettes. The adab and etiquettes for everyone is always different. It's not the same. For every place, for every relation that a person is related to with a person, different. For example, when a person is amongst his students, he conducts with them in a different manner. If a person is in front of his teacher, there is a different way that a person sits, a person talks. And if a person is sitting with his or her parents, there is a different way that you talk, the other you show, the other you should have. With your children, there is a different way to respect them, as the Prophet mentioned in the Quran. In Hadith, مَنْ لَمْ يَرْحَمْ صَغِيرَنَا وَلَمْ يَعْرِفْ شَرَفَ كَبِيرَنَا فَلَيْسَ مِنَّا. That a person who doesn't show any mercy to his youngsters and doesn't show respect to elders, he is not amongst us. And this is the Hadith. Means, the word saying not among us obviously doesn't mean that he's not a Muslim, but by the words he's not among us, Nabi Pak Sallallahu is trying to show what a big and great amal and action is to respect an elder, anyone's elder. It doesn't have to be your parents only, anyone's elder, generally speaking. And it is equally, it is called in our Qur'an portion, we don't understand this part. It is equally necessary and important to give sufficient and required love, affection, and respect to the kids as well. Unfortunately, we don't understand that. And obviously for the kids, it is important that they give utmost respect to their elders, as it has been required by Islam. Same way, adab also comes upon when you talk about a place. Let us talk about a general example of dunya. When we go to courtroom, do we dress the same manner as how we go in a park? No, we don't. In a courtroom, in front of a judge, when we go, the way we dress is completely different. Their code of dress, is completely different than how we go to a park. A park we go to, even a school. The way we go to office and work is completely different than how we go to sleep. We don't wear the same dress. Why? Difference of place makes a difference of how you conduct yourself, how you make yourself look like, what you do in that place. Same way, the best, the most beloved, the most respectable place in the face of the earth is nothing but a masjid. Nabi Pak Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned in Hadith, Ahabbul biladi ilallahi masajiduha, that the most beloved place in the eyes of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is masajid, His masajid. The masjid of Allah Subhanahu, where you worship Allah Ta'ala. Abghadul biladi ilallahi aswaquha, and the most hated place, that the place that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala despises the most is aswaquha, is a marketplace. Marketplace is only a place for a person to walk around only if he needs something. Not to just walk around over there and window shopping. Window shopping is just look through the thing. When you go in there, you have no intention of buying. You don't have enough money. Just roaming around in a place just to see what it looks like, what this thing was, how much this thing costs. When you need something, you go over there. You don't window shop. So because it's the most hated place, according to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. That's why the Sunnah says to read fourth kalima, La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu, lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. In a marketplace. To be protected from the shar of that place. So, what happened was, and the other hadith about it, masjid is, Man bana lillahi masjidan banallahu lahu baytan fil jannah. Allah doesn't say that if you construct a house for your son, for yourself, for your daughter, for your wife, I'll make a house in Jannah for you. But Allah Ta'ala says, the one who makes Man bana lillahi, for the sake of Allah, the one who built a masjid, or he donates anything in the process of building the masjid, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will build a house in Jannah for him. This is how high the status and the level of the masajid are in the Al-Quran. So the ayat of Quran as a story, وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ مَنَعَ مَسَاجِدَ اللَّهِ أَنْ يُذْكَرَ فِيهِ اسْمُهُ وَسَعَىٰ فِي خَرَابِهِ. What happened was, obviously we spoke about it yesterday, that one of the main difference between Ummah al-Muslimah and the Ummah back in the days, Christian Jews, is they apparently made a separation. They made it some sort of extinguishing part amongst the Anbiya. So what they used to do was they would believe on some and they would reject the some. Jews, they didn't believe on Nabi Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They didn't believe on Isa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Christian, they didn't believe on Nabi Pak sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, but this ummah believes on everyone. So what happened was, because Bani Israel comes differently, but a lot of Anbiya, they made them believe. Okay. So what happened was, after making Hazrat Yahya alayhi salam, Zakaria alayhi salam shaheed, and in the eyes of the Jews apparently, what they obviously was not the truth, that they thought they killed Isa and the Isa was being elevated to the skies. So after they were done with everything that they could do, these Jews, they ran towards Masjid al-Aqsa, Bayt al-Maqdis. And obviously it was a very dearest place to Christians, because that was a place, Bayt-ul-Laham. Bayt-ul-Laham is a place where it's being said that Isa was born, and it's called by Bayt al-Maqdis. So they went into the masjid, they broke down everything of the masjid. That's the masjid, it's a place of worship. They broke down everything. Why? In the hatred of Christian, in the hatred of Isa, no other reason besides that. And it destroyed everything, na'udhu billah min dhalik, even left pigs and horses running into the masjid. Out of disrespect. Because they just didn't want to believe on Isa. So what happened was, Christians at that time, obviously when the news reached them that after killing their prophet, this is what they went to do. A Christian king whose name was Taytus, he gathered an army. He was a Christian, by belief, and he teamed up with Bukhtanasar. Bukhtanasar was a king, but was not a Ahl Kitab. And Mufassirin say he was a fire worshipper, a Majusi. Whoever he was not a Ahl Kitab. Either probably a person who worshipped idols or a fire worshipper. Taytus went and asked help from Bukhtanasar. So Bukhtanasar, obviously he was not even Ahl Kitab. He saw the opposition Jews were also Ahl Kitab. What problem would he have? He said, fine, I'll help you out. He took the army, they both combined the army, they marched to Bayt al-Maqdis where the Jews were, and completely annihilated them and destroyed them and took over Bayt al-Maqdis. So this was the ayat which says, وَمَنْ أَظْلَمُ مِمَّنْ مَنَعَ مَسَاجِدَ اللَّهِ. Who can be more oppressing and can be worse in terms of action from that person, مِمَّنْ مَنَعَ مَسَاجِدَ اللَّهِ أَنْ يُذْكَرَ فِيهَا اسْمُهُ, who prevents the houses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah's name should be taken in. It means the person leaves the masjid in such a bad condition where you can't even worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Imagine you have animals running in the masjid. How can you worship Allah ta'ala? I mean, I've been to Sin and in the interior Sin, and one time I woke up in the masjid and I had a dog right next to me actually. He right next to me. So, and this is how it is. When you don't take care of the masjid, it's happening. So obviously, it's not the other way the masjid. It's supposed to be a place, clean place. Make sure when you get in there, you don't bring shoes into the masjid. Don't speak with a loud noise. Make sure no animals in there. Make sure kids, who apparently is a possibility, they might, make the masjid najis and impure. Make sure they don't make them, for a kid to be in the masjid is not a problem. But for a kid to release and discharge najasa is a big problem. I need that for anyone. وَسَعَىٰ فِي خَرَابِهَا, and he makes effort to make the masjid in such condition that no one comes into it, to make sure the masjid remains empty. And obviously, as we know, after that, the Christians, they remained in Bayt al-Maqdis for a long, long time, until the time of Umar radiallahu ta'ala. After the Umar radiallahu ta'ala became Khalifa, obviously, as per the hukum of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that was the land which was promised for Muslims after that, because they were the people who believed, not the Christians. So in the in the command, under the leadership of Abu Ubaydah bin Jarrah and Khalid bin Walid radiallahu anhu, Muslim marched to the Bayt al-Maqdis, and the priest, Christian priest over there, he says, see, you can do whatever you want, I'm not going to give you the keys. The person who's supposed to take the keys from me is not here. Now obviously, they were thinking, who can be the person, who the person may be. So he opened the Injil, and he said, "Bhai, these are the physical stature of the person. That's what it looks like. Tall person, broad shoulders." And these were the description matching of Umar Tana. Umar Tana was a Khalifa, as a king, obviously supposed to take care of your people under you. So he was in the Medina taking care, and these were the people, the Khalid bin Walid and Abu Ubaidah that he sent to the army. So he couldn't come. But there was no way that the priest was going to handle the key of Bayt al-Maqdis. So Hazrat Umar had to come all the way from Medina to Bayt al-Maqdis just to get one key. And one of the signs of the person who was going to get the key was that this person will be walking on the land and his slave will be riding on a horse. Because there was only one horse. So Hazrat Umar came with his slave, whoever it was also a Tatabi or a Zahabi. So obviously it was one horse, so they both used to take turns. And ironically, what happened by the time they came close to the Bayt al-Maqdis, it was his turn. The slave's turn to be on top of it, and he was there. So obviously not the king, obviously whoever he was the Khalifa. So he wanted to get off the ride, and he wanted to make sure to put Umar on the horse. So Umar said, no, it is your turn, you take your turn. So then when he reached the Bayt al-Maqdis and the priest saw, see, this man is walking on the land and his slave is on the horse, he said, nah, this is the person I'm supposed to. And he gave the key to Umar. After that, until the time that the Christian, in the time of Crusades, took over Bayt al-Maqdis again, the Muslims, the Jews, and the Christians, they remained in a very, very peaceful manner. No fight, no dispute, nothing. Everywhere was peace and peace. Until the time the Crusaders broke into that place. Obviously on the name of who? Isa Rasulullah, they broke into the place again. They did the exact same thing the Jews did in this time. And broke everything, all the ayat, everything, Quran, everything was there. Finished it up. Destroyed it completely. And remained in there until the time of Hazrat Sultan Salahuddin Ayyubi rahmatullahi alayhi. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Allahumma salli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sallam. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك. صلى الله تعالى على خير خلق محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.